this U.S. national team event that we've got going on here, Sean. And in week one, of course, we had the event between Kai Zhang and Tom Peng. That match went as far as it could go.
Here we have some highlights from last week.
Live T2 challenge.
Emotionally to try to take a stand early. And
in game 3.
Oh, that's
It's a good save by Sharon, but point did go to Lu Juan.
turned it short, put the pressure back on Lu Juan.
For Sharon Alguetti.
And unable to run that one down. Again, Lu Juan opting to drop the first lob to bring Sharon in, but still 6 more match points.
And that does it, as Team Butterfly has taken a 2-0 lead in the Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge with a big victory here by Sharon Alguetti, 11-7, 11.
Yeah, Sean, we get a look at last week's match between Sharon Alguetti and Lu Juan. It was somewhat of a one-sided affair. Sharon was just on top of his game that week. He did win 4 straight games to give Team Butterfly the 2-0 lead over Team Nataku.
And he really steamrolled things. He played tactically brilliantly. He got out of the box quickly. He kept the pressure on Lu Juan right from the start. Every single point, he played it into a weak position. She couldn't get her big forehand. I think she only had really 1 or 2 putaways, which normally she can do about 80% of the time against her opponent. So credit Sharon for giving his team the 2-0 lead. And I'm just thrilled with what we're going to be seeing tonight with older brother Adar going at it with Amy Wang.
Yeah, what do we expect tonight? Adar, of course, one of the Alguetti brothers. I would expect to see emotion from him, and I think that he'll have one of the twins, either Gal or Sharon, in his corner coaching him. So I would imagine that we'll see the Alguettis doing what they do, which is bring a lot of energy to the court. And tonight it is against Amy Wang.
And it is really exciting that they're on the same team. So their goal is to get to 6 for the team, because the winning team will get an additional amount of prize money in this head-to-head matchup. So it'll be interesting to see which player they choose for next week. I think we've got a little bit of insight, but it'll be the losing player that gets to choose their teammate.
And they got a choice between either Tal Leibovitz or Jennifer Wu, and those are 2 good players. So the decision won't be an easy one. Right now, Team Butterfly is in a commanding 2-0 lead. Captain David Sakai has to be sitting pretty happy right now. Kai Zhang won that 4-3 match. It went as far as it could go against Tom Peng in week 1 at Westchester. Sharon Alguetti has noted 4-0 against Lu Juan last week. And Adar Alguetti now trying to make it 3-0. That would be a steep mountain to climb for Team Nataku. So I don't want to put too much pressure on Amy Wang, but I think poor Amy is carrying the yeoman's load right now.
And definitely with the initial match with Kai Zhang, using the home court advantage, he had the entire field, the volunteers there that have been helping us so tremendously in his corner. He showed what the 10-10 1-point final sudden death happened in the initial game, and then he went to the 7th and final point, winning 5-4 in a fast 5. So last week we didn't get to see any of the deuce games or any of the fast 5s because Sharon was just too strong. But I wouldn't surprise me, Mark, if this week we might get some more fast 5 action.
It's the third week in a row that we've been at the Westchester Table Tennis Center, and I think we'll see tonight that some of the renovations that are going on at the Westchester Table Tennis Center, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're starting to take effect. I think we're going to see some new flooring and a slightly different configuration for the court tonight, Sean, in this match between Adar Alguetti and Amy Wang.
And as you said, Mark, Westchester is the premier club on the Northeast. The number of DHS rainbow tables reign supreme. It's just first class. Will Shorts has really pulled out all the stops to give players an opportunity on a regular basis to play for top prize money in his monthly events. All the players from the New York, New Jersey area are Olympians, love to play there. And then he brings in often top European players will come and play. There's a couple of players from Africa and South America that have shown up at Westchester for the monthly tournaments, but he's really been a super partner for USA Table Tennis, and we can't thank him and his team enough.
We've noted the format already of the challenge itself. There are 11 predetermined matches. The first team to win 6 of those 11 matches is going to be the winner of the event. It is an interesting format in the context.
So in case that Mark might have frozen up, I'm going to continue with his thought, is that this format does lend itself to the losing player of the match will get to select among the remaining players. And we're starting on the East Coast, and then we will be moving over to the West Coast. Right now, it looks like we'll be at the Indian Community Center, ICC, in the Bay Area in Milpitas. And if we're successful with the COVID-19 opening, then we'll go down to Los Angeles and play 2 matches there. And if necessary, we will then head over to Houston for the 11th and final match. So we still have a lot of players trying to get on the board. They're really tied into their teammates making the selection to see whose team they will join. But it's something that we thought we'd try to go for a little bit of parity, try to allow the players to pick teammates, maybe put players on their team that they haven't had a chance to be teammates with. We're also looking at as many matches to showcase the greatness of our sport where women and men can compete evenly on the court. And we've seen that in many tournaments at Westchester and around the country. We're in the open division. Some of our top women, players like Gao Jun, Amy Fang, Lu Zhuan, and other players have beaten many of the men. So we're giving all the ladies a chance without any type of handicap to show and get ready, hopefully, for Tokyo, as we have Lily Zhang will be playing in the Bay Area, Hui Jin Wang in Houston, and then also, as we saw last week, with Lu Zhuan. So we're going to have a chance to have and showcase a lot of our national team members. It should be a lot of fun. And tonight's match, as we mentioned, it will be Amy Wang, former world #1 junior ranked player, against Adar Alguetti, who has won at the NCTTA collegiate level, the team event. He's been one of the top players on the U.S. national men's team, qualifying for world championships, playing in Europe, playing in a lot of very large tournaments, having a host of wins over the other top U.S. players. So we're going to really look forward to seeing what we have in store. We're going to take a really short break right now, and we will start at 9 o'clock Eastern, and we will be back shortly. So stay tuned and be ready at 9 o'clock for live action.
Welcome back. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not, Sean. I've had a technical glitch here at the office in Colorado Springs. I suppose this is an element of remote broadcast. I've been here at USATT for 3 years. I don't ever remember the internet going down at the office until you absolutely need it. But I apologize for that and hope that we're still on here.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you back, and I think we're going to just get ready to start the intro, and we should be ready to go.
We apologize to everybody for that. I'm on kind of a wireless system here, so this could go down as well. So we may be in for a bit of a rough ride, but if that's the way it goes, that is the way it goes. I don't know, Sean, whether you've had an opportunity to kind of talk about the T2 rules. So I think when I got cut off, we were talking about the Fast Five, something we have seen actually in week one. We saw 3 Fast Five games, and we are anticipating the possibility of seeing that tonight against Adar, Alguetti, and Amy Wang as well.
Yeah, we really are. And I think that we're about to get the action underway. And
all right, welcome back. Thursday Night Live, T2 Challenge. Big matchup tonight between Team Butterfly, Team Nataku, representing the 2-0 leading Team Butterfly. It is Adar Alguetti as we have this event with the U.S. national team. The first team to win 6 games will win the competition. There are 11 predetermined matches. 22 players are ready to play. We've had 2 of them already, Sean, and it is Team Butterfly leading 2-0. Week 3 tonight. And the loser of tonight's match will get an opportunity to select between either Ta Leibovitz or Jennifer Wu for next week. We do play under T2 regulations. We talked a little bit about that. There is the 24-minute clock that we'll keep an eye on. When that runs out, any game played after the 24-minute mark, that will be a Fast Five. First player to 5 ends up winning those games. There is no deuce in T2. Clock keeps running except for timeouts. And you play directly to 11, Sean, so these games can go fast and furious.
now look for the players to jump out quickly and try to get these initial games under their belt in case they get into that Fast Five where every point matters. Alternating serves and 5 points will send you into the next game.
We get the tail of the tape here. Adar Alguetti, obviously he's a right-handed player, 2-wing attacker, plays with the shake hand style. And on the other side for Team Nataku, you've got Amy Wang, also right-handed, an attacker, shake hand. What do you see here, Sean, in this match tonight between Adar Alguetti and Amy Wang?
Well, I think the contrasting styles with Amy being such a smooth player, she plays so relaxed, so easy to put the ball, put power behind it when it looks like she's really not doing much. Adar is going to cover the entire court. You're going to see big backhand loops. You're going to see forehand side spins. He'll play off the table, scramble a little bit more. I think the key to this match for both players is who gets their attack going first. Amy loves to play off the bounce, just taking it right when it touches, redirecting it, supple wrist, nice strokes, great footwork, good sense and balance. Adar is going to try to probably go for the bigger putaways. So it's really a pick-em match. I asked Amy on the ride up to Westchester if she's played Adar before. She says only in practice, and she doesn't remember if she won or not. So it should be a great matchup, and we're looking for 2 fine national team players to put on a show.
Adar Alguetti out of Tenafly, New Jersey, a 20-year-old at New York University. You've got Amy Wang, just 17 years of age at Washington Township High School. Both of these players do play with Yola products on the rubber, on both sides. They both use the Riser Pro 50, so we're getting an opportunity to see 2 players playing the same rubber tonight against one another, Sean.
Yeah, it's really going to be a matchup to see who can play since the equipment is identical. And right from the start, you see Amy holding her own, moving the ball around, and she is starting with the serve.
And that's long as well. So Amy Wang with the early 2-0 lead here in Game 1 of Week 3, Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge.
Adar will stay primarily with his forehand serve. They're going to just make sure that the timer is working correctly. Looks like the players jumped out so quick, it was before the initial countdown could begin. So they'll get that situation rectified. Want to make sure that the time on the clock is correct. But again, look for Adar staying with the forehand serve, trying to serve into Amy's body while she tries to get that very strong backhand loop both down the line and positionally into Adar's elbow. So it looks like we're right about to get that resolved. And if they would let it take maybe, there we go.
I want to thank all the people at Westchester for all of their great work, including Will Shorts, who owns and operates this club. And we've got on the umpire's chair once again, as with weeks 1 and 2, it's Wilson Chia. He's here for the second serve for Adar Alguetti.
Oh, and look at Amy able to defend off of that very strong third ball attack and getting a little space at a 3-1 lead.
It's touched by both players into the net by Amy Wang, who leads 3-2 in game 1 of this best of 7.
I think, Mark, it's going to be a very smart move. Amy serving long on that one just to get into the rally quickly. Adar has so much spin on his first ball. Look for him to really go for the big shots. Nice forehand cross court off of a very tricky serve.
He stepped around on that nicely. Good power by Adar Alguetti.
Little scary to go out to Amy's forehand. She is so quick with the counter top spinner, the loop off the bounce. Got to be very careful. She's got very long arms and great feet.
And with a 5-4 lead and the serve, Amy Wang.
Again, a deep serve by Adar, but Amy able to pick that up quickly off the bounce, keeping the pressure, staying away from Adar's very ferocious forehand. Oh, great play by both players. Adar kind of did the loop, and was able to keep the attack going on his side. If he can stay into those toe-to-toe counterattacks, I think his side spin will give Amy a little bit of difficulty, especially to the wide forehand.
Great shot by Amy Wang down the line off the edge of the paddle for Adar. So she takes a 3-point lead, 8-5 here in game 1.
She was able to twist her body and get away from that ball right into the midsection. That's a very nice spinny ball by Adar to get that opening over and not give Amy much to work with speed-wise. Oh, what a backhand by Amy. Just stepped in, played the ball that was served into her middle, found the open court on the forehand side for a 3-point lead.
Bounced up pretty high for Adar that time, and he just drives it by on the backhand side of Amy Wang. Still leads by 2, 9-7, game 1.
Amy really challenging Adar with that deep serve into the body. Adar went for the turn, and Amy now has game point.
It's off the top of the racket as well. Adar comes within 2. He'll take a towel break here. The clock keeps running. You see it on pretty close to 20 minutes now. And as noted, any game started after the 24 minutes is run is a fast 5. Game point again for Amy Wang.
And Adar keeps creeping back. He knows how critical this first game is.
Oh, and here we go, 10-10. There is no deuce in T2 rules, so this point will determine game one. And it's Amy Wang coming up with a big forehand down the line, backhand side on Adar Alguetti to take game one 11-10. Beautiful shot that time, Sean, by Amy Wang to win that first game.
Great third ball attack again, going for the deep serve to really handcuff Adar and not give him anything to work with. But very strong tactics, taking it on her side of the table to get that third ball attack going and to take game number one of this best of 7.
I like the way she just took a big swing at that one. That was all or nothing for young Amy Wang, and she got all of it and takes the 1-0 lead here in this best of 7 third week matchup, Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge. And, of course, the two players go to their corner. The clock continues to run. There's 45 seconds in between games. Amy Wang talking with her father, who coaches her, plays principally down at the Lily Yip Club down in New Jersey. And, of course, the Alguettis play not only at the Lily Yip Club, they also play here at Westchester quite a bit as well. And Adar will start with the service in game 2.
And the players will stay on the same sides. We are using COVID-19 rules so that the players minimize being on the opposite side of the table and look for Adar to really ramp up his offense this game.
Nice serve that time by Adar. You can see big bend on that ball as it came into the court for Amy Wang, and it's into the net. She trails 0-2.
And again, Adar doing an excellent job of getting that first spin in with heavy topspin, which will really negate some of the speed that Amy likes to employ with her off-the-bounce counterattacks.
A quick 4-0 lead here for Adar Alguetti, down 1-0, but he's off to the races here in game 2. Sean, off the air before this match started, you predicted that there could be the possibility of games in this match that were one-sided. We're seeing that a little bit here in game 2.
Yeah, I think because both players play with such rhythm, especially Amy, and then Adar with these very difficult serves. He's really juicing up the side spin, making it tough for Amy to control it and keep it short, really forcing her to come at it with a big shot. And he's really come alive here in game 2.
Now up 7-0 in game 2. Amy Wang trying to dig her way back in.
Very nice touch return by Amy on the serve that time. And you saw Adar almost scrambled to get that net ball back. He is very quick with his feet. When the ball changes directions, he can pivot on a dime. Really good at keeping that ball in play. Oh, nice combination there.
Serve over to Amy Wang, down by 6, 2-8.
Oh, there. She took that ball. Amy took that ball so quickly off the bounce, just completely open courted that ball down the line.
Another solid backhand by Amy Wang. Draws within 4 now as the serve shifts over to Adar Alguetti. As noted at New York University, the business school there.
A little bit of a break there, and Amy continues to claw her way back here in game 2.
See the 24-minute clock under 15 now as the serve comes over to young Amy Wang.
And again, the great combination of backhand attacks from Amy. After making that first one, a lot of players might stand up and think they've won the point. She's completely ready to keep the attack going, and it paid off.
Now, game point shifts over to Adar Alguetti with the serve. That's going to do it. In game two, it is an 11-6 victory for Adar Alguetti, bouncing back after dropping game one 11-10. He comes back 11-6, and we're tied up at 1 here at the Westchester Table Tennis Center at Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge Week 3. And Adar Alguetti, that time, Sean, looked like he came out like a house on fire and was able to close out Amy Wang in game 2.
Great start here in game 2. I guess put on a little bit of a fast 5, fast 6, fast 7 of his own to get out to that initial lead, but then credit Amy for coming back and beginning to get some momentum going, trying to get the rhythm that she had in game 1 when she won 11-10 by 1 point. So this third game, major importance, the first 5 points, to see who can get that and maintain that momentum.
You noted the serve of Adar Alguetti in that game too, Sean, and there was some tremendous side spin on those serves. It'll be interesting to see if he just stays with that. It seemed like it worked well for him in game 2.
Yeah, rule of thumb is don't change what's working. Challenge is that Amy knows it's coming her way, so expect her to be a little bit more aggressive on the deep serves themselves.
Backhand exchange that time, and when it went to the forehand side, Amy Wang into the net, and Adar Alguetti with the early 1-0 lead here in game 3 with the best of 7.
And there you can hear the intensity from Adar. He wants to get that forehand into play, and if he can land it, moving it around, especially into the body and the wide forehand, that's really helped him so far in this match. But Amy's backhand, that's her trademark. Over the table, a lot of wrist, putting pressure on the opponent.
There was that side spin serve, and Amy Wang had difficulty with it, now trailing 1-3 here in game 3. Good touch by Adar Alguetti, and trying to reciprocate was Amy Wang, but into the net, now trailing by 3.
That ball just ticked the top of the net and went long. And Mark, we saw last week with Sharon when he was playing Liu Juan do a lot of that same, take a little bit of pace off the serve, not give the opponent anything to work with. Be interesting to see if Adar continues that against Amy to diffuse her side spin serves as well.
That's off the net and long as well, as Amy Wang draws within 1, 4-3 Adar Alguetti, game 3.
Smart move by Adar. Forehand side spin out to her forehand. It really takes Amy out of her more comfortable backhand corner. Adar had a shot at that one. It seemed like after being able to scramble to return the net ball, he had a swing, just the timing was a little bit off. Both players extremely aggressive on their serve.
Now Adar Alguetti back up by 2 at the towel break. 7-5 here in game 3. Amy Wang with the serve.
Very safe, very smart play by Adar. Just taking his time, keeping good topspin, good depth on the ball.
Now, extending the lead to 4 and getting the serve, Adar Alguetti here in game 3. 1-1 in games. We're under 10 minutes on the 24-minute clock as well.
And Adar moving the serve around. He'd been spending a lot of time serving deep into the backhand. That time he did a little bit of a reverse hook short to the forehand. Now going back to the previous one, mixing it up nicely.
And that ball is long, and an 11-5 victory for Adar Alguetti in game 3 as he's come up with back-to-back kind of wide margin victories for Adar, and Amy Wang going back in the corner to get some advice and perhaps some guidance on how to get back into this match, Sean.
I think the key for Amy is she has to make her opening loop. What we saw in that last game was really all Alguetti table tennis. A lot of change-ups, a lot of openings, some big forehands. He's really controlling the tempo and taking Amy out of her game. So if Amy can get that backhand loop going, maybe play a couple more balls out to the forehand, she can keep Adar off balance. But right now, the last 2 games have been all Adar Alguetti.
We've noted that next week's match is going to be here at the Westchester Table Tennis Center as well. We know it's going to be Tal Leibovitz taking on Jennifer Wu. A very interesting matchup between the Paralympian Tal Leibovitz and the Olympian Jennifer Wu. We don't know what team they'll be on until we find out who ultimately wins and loses this match.
And again, Adar doing an excellent job serving into the elbow of Amy, forcing her to make a decision which side she wants to play with. And that time he took it wide.
Amy gets on the board here in game 4, trailing 1-2 in games and 1-2 in the game.
Amy doing a really nice job of being a little bit of a wall there, dealing with the first opening attack and moving the ball around.
When she can get that backhand down the line on the forehand side, very effective.
And that time did a much better job of getting over the table to land her backhand on the serve return.
Oh, great shot by Adar Alguetti. Down the line, power loop. Just blew it by Amy that time, Sean.
It's really been his tactic so far in this match is to get that loose ball and make Amy pay for it. Amy very strong with the off the bounce forehand push. Again, nice angles, taking Adar out to the forehand side.
Oh, nice exchange with Amy Wang into the net. Looked like she had Adar on the ropes a couple times that time, Sean, but Adar, as you've noted, he scrambles exceptionally well.
He really keeps ball on the table even when he's out of position.
Oh, it was a great shot by Amy Wang. Down the backhand side, and she returned the favor, blew it by Adar.
Yeah, 1 inch too far to the right, and you can pick up that ball rather quickly.
5-5 here in game 4. Adar Alguetti with back-to-back wins in games now leads 2-1, and Amy Wang seeking to even this match up. Great job by Amy.
What tremendous control and offense by Amy Wang. Just a nice little clinic on moving the ball around while keeping the upper hand. And we're nearing that 5-minute mark in the time.
It's a little bit of a surprise here. I thought Amy Wang was in good position for that backhand loop that time and went long with it. We're back at tied 6-6 here in game 4.
Very strong opening, and that's what Amy has to do, Mark. She has to get that first attack on. Otherwise, she's going to be facing a shot where Adar can go anywhere with his forehand.
And it's long. We're back at even at sevens now. Serve coming over to Amy Wang.
That was a nice block combination there by Adar, keeping the ball nice and low, not giving Amy much to work with.
Seesaw battle between these two here in game 4, 8-8. The serve to Adar Alguetti, 20-year-old out of Tenafly.
And once again, Mark, you see Amy, she just doesn't give her opponents much of a chance to take a full backswing. She plays it so quickly off the bounce that by the time you finish your stroke, the ball's back on top of you.
Off the net and long, and now game point over to Amy Wang. They take the towel break here with 3:15 remaining on the 24-minute clock, and Amy Wang with the serve and 3 game points.
And Adar saves one just like he did in game 1. Let's see if he can send it into sudden death.
Not this time, as Amy Wang takes game 4 at 11-9, a bounce-back win in game 4 for Amy, and has now tied this match up, Sean, at 2 games apiece.
No, Adar was in the driver's seat. He was playing exceptionally well throughout the first part of the last game, and then Amy just continued to dig deep. She had a nice set of combos where she kept the offense, played a couple forehands off of deep serves, and she's evened up this match at 2 games apiece.
She looked very comfortable, confident, and calm in that 4th game, particularly on some of the exchanges between the two players. Didn't look like there was any panic whatsoever in Amy Wang's game, and it paid off with the 11-9 victory. So she won game 1 at 11-10. Then it was a back-to-back kind of, I don't want to say dominant, but they were impressive victories in games 2 and 3 for Adar at 11-6, 11-5. But bouncing back Amy Wang, and now at 2-2, one would get the impression, Sean, that we're going to see some fast 5 tonight at the Westchester Table Tennis Center.
Yeah, unless they can finish the next 2 games for the winner in 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Yeah.
If Amy's game and Adar's game isn't fast enough, look for both these players to be thinking about what it's like to play to 5 to win a game.
Amy Wang out to the quick 2-0 lead here in game 5. I think that's what Amy Wang wanted. She came back with that loop on the forehand, down the backhand side, just went long with it.
Adar is really trying to jam her and also play that pivot point between the forehand and backhand side. Amy's been doing the same thing, so look for her to see if there's any openings to get her attacks going. And again, she served right into the middle.
That was a nice serve there. Back at even at 3-3 with the towel break and 20 seconds on the 24-minute clock. So I think that game 6, Sean, is for sure going to 5 points, and see if we get to game 7 as well.
Really aggressive serve by Adar. Very smart. Not giving Amy really anything to work with.
That's long and off, and back at 4-4, Amy Wang with the serve.
You can see how many times, Mark, that Amy's clipping the top of the net. She really plays the ball super low, not much margin of error. She loves to redirect the spin and power of her opponent.
Last two games have been seesaw battles between these two at 5-5 here. 2-2 in games. Great exchange that time. And Amy Wang standing in on the forehand ends up taking a 6-5 lead. Saw a little bit of everything on that exchange. Some good touch and power, Sean.
Very strong play by Amy. But Adar with the serve.
Oh, great save that time by Adar Alguetti. It looked like Amy Wang had him with a wide shot down to the forehand side. Adar was able to dig that out, get it back on the table, and Amy into the net.
Again, just point for point going back and forth right now here in this critical game 5.
Great save that time by Adar Alguetti, wide on the forehand side, completely almost out of the picture on 2 shots.
Amazing how he was able to scramble from the back court while Amy held the table. And there's the backhand right off the bounce. Adar looked like he had a good opening. However, Amy stepped over, played her backhand from the center of the table wide out to the forehand, and we're tied at 7s here in game 5.
Another great shot to the forehand side by Amy Wang, and that time Adar unable to dig that one out, and Amy with a 1-point lead at 8-7. The serve to Adar.
And Amy going over the table, excellent forehand flip for the winner, and now is looking to create a little bit of space here in this best of 7.
And now she has at least 4 game points here in what should be our last regular game in this Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge matchup. And that does it, Sean, as Amy Wang with the 11-7 victory has taken a 3-2 lead over Adar Alguetti at the Westchester Table Tennis Center. We're headed to Fast 5, and Amy Wang needing just 1 game to get Team Nataku on the board.
Fast 5, here we come. It should be extremely exciting now. Players only need to score half as many points in a game to get that game on the board.
If you're new to the Fast 5, it is furious and fast. It is playing a game to only 5 points. There is no deuce. They do exchange the serve on every point. And obviously, it's the first person to 5 points that wins the game. And if it's Amy Wang here in Game 6, she's going to get Team Nataku on the board. Team Nataku now trailing Team Butterfly 2-0 here in Week 3 of the Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge. The serve starts with Adar Alguetti.
Each point exceptionally critical in this Fast 5 series. And look at Amy Wang. Wow. Just stepping over, getting that backhand into play to the open court. And she is now 4 points away from the victory.
Serve back to Adar, 1-1, Game 6.
Love the intensity from both of these players. They realize what's on the line for their team. And there, an error. Amy going long on her own serve. first place winner will be getting $1,000 tonight, runner-up $500, plus a chance to help their team.
Great return that time by Adar Alguetti. It's off the table, and now Adar with game point here, trying to even things up and push it to a game 7. And he does just that in the fast 5. It is Adar Alguetti with a dominant 5 consecutive points to take a 5-1 victory in game 6. And Sean, we're going the distance in this one as well as we did in week 1 here at Westchester when Kai Zhang ended up defeating Tom Feng. We'll see how this one comes out as we're going to game 7 in a fast 5.
And the momentum has just shifted. It seems like every 6 minutes to the other side of the net. So right now, looks like body language wise, Dar looking a little bit more positive after taking the first fast 5. Amy generally doesn't really show much emotion. She just plays one shot after another. We'll see if she can get her rhythm going and jump out to a nice lead here in this final game for all the marbles.
After that first point in the fast 5, you thought that Amy Wang was in the driver's seat, but Adar Alguetti did a good job of regrouping, coming back 5 consecutive points there. This time the serve will start with Amy Wang. Game 7, the winner of this will pick up the point for their team, and Amy Wang for Team Itaku knows how important this is.
Oh, great shot again. Great point by both players. Adar able to hang in for one extra return, and he is rewarded by a 1-0 lead here in the final game.
And now Adar up 2-0 with a power loop. Amy had trouble with it, hit it long, and now with the serve, she's going to use her timeout here. The clock is irrelevant at this point, but we get a 30-second time. A smart move by Amy Wang here, Sean, to try to slow things down, regroup. You can't take the timeout with you, so you might as well use it.
Yeah, no, I think it's a very, very wise time out on her side. Adar, great forehand. He really turned the corner and got his big forehand into play. He's going to have to keep scrambling because we know Amy can take the ball off the bounce so quickly, especially with that backhand down the line to the forehand side. So good timeout. My guess is that her dad is just reminding her to stay relaxed, play her game, doesn't have to do anything different. She's played great throughout the match. And Adar, he's thinking one more point just to get closer to that 5.
Well, it's one of the interesting elements of table tennis is the swings in momentum, and Amy Wang trying to create another one here. She's had several in this match, and down 0-2 in the fast 5, needs one right now.
Oh, and her ball goes long after a nice opening, and Adar now in the driver's seat.
Now Adar Alguetti in complete control. Got the game 7 game points here, and the first one with the serve to Amy Wang, down 0-4. And that is going to do it as Adar Alguetti takes both of the fast 5 games and comes from behind. Down 3-2, he wins 2 consecutive in fast 5 to win the match 4-3 and give Team Butterfly now a commanding 3-0 lead over Team Itaku. Really too bad for Amy Wang that time, Sean, as she did an excellent job, had the 3-2 lead, but couldn't close out in the fast 5.
Well, it just shows you the unpredictability of the fast 5. If you can play the big points and string them together, that can be a huge advantage. We saw it in week 1 with Kai Zhang being able to start a little bit slow, but then finishing strong. And once again, we've got it with Adar Alguetti helping his team to start a 3-0 lead in this best of 11 series.
Yeah, Amy Wang really, I thought, played a relatively good match there. She won game one, 11-10, got kind of lost a couple in a row there, 11-6, 11-5 to Adar Alguetti, but then bounced back with back-to-back wins in games what would be 4 and 5, 11-9, 11-7, but in games 6 and 7, which went to the Fast Five, 5-1 in favor of Adar Alguetti, and then 5-0. We're going to get an opportunity to talk with the winner of tonight's Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge match. That is Adar Alguetti. So the Algettis, Sean, have done a good job here on Thursday Night Live. Sharon last week winning 4-0 over Lu Juan. And tonight it is his older brother, Adar, defeating young Amy Wang at 4-3.
What was your strategy going in tonight?
Honestly, just play my game.
Really?
And
did you change your strategy during the match?
Yeah, so I had a lot of trouble with her serve, just like she had with mine.
Yeah.
So it was kind of equal.
Yeah.
And at the end, just kind of took a step back and decided to give it all. It was Fast Five, so there was nothing to lose. It wasn't going to be a long game. So just play and give it all.
Yeah, yeah. And what are your plans going forward? For table tennis or otherwise?
Just going to keep practicing, keep having fun. This is an amazing sport.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so tell me your plans going forward.
Yeah, just keep practicing. It was a tough. This year was Olympic trials, and it was a tough loss.
Yeah.
But just keep having fun and keep practicing, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Will.
Adar Alguetti, who does win the Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge match tonight, 4-3 over Amy Wang. I think we're going to get an opportunity to talk with Amy as well. And Sean, she'll get an opportunity to make a selection for next week's match. Tal Leibovitz versus Jennifer Wu, the Paralympian versus the Olympian. A real nice setup for next Thursday here at the Westchester Table Tennis Center.
And once we get Amy mic'd up, she played outstanding. Just was a little bit of a victim of the Fast Five, where Adar played the bigger shots when they mattered most.
So watching this camera. So you played well, Amy. You came out and won the first game. Tell me your strategy going into tonight. What were you planning to do?
I was planning to receive his serve better, but I didn't.
Yeah. Why do you think you won the first game? What happened?
I think he was nervous. I just didn't think anything. I just played.
You're just playing your best game, right? And what do you think made the difference in the end?
I mean, I missed a lot of his serves, and I didn't really have any strategy yet.
What do you think of the T2 rules, the T2 way of doing the matches with the expedite at the end?
It's different. I've never experienced something like this. It's my first time experiencing a timed play.
Yeah.
And I felt like it's just different, and I was kind of nervous towards the end, especially during the 7th game.
Yeah. Okay. One last question. As the loser tonight, you get to choose your teammate for next week, and your choice is Tal Leibovitz or Jennifer Wu. Who would you like to play with on your team?
I picked Jennifer.
You picked Jennifer. Okay. All right. Nice playing. Thanks for playing tonight.
Amy Wang, I thought you did play a great match tonight, and she has chosen Jennifer Wu in our matchup next week between Jennifer Wu and Tal Leibovitz. It is another battle of the genders, and a lot of pressure shifts over to young Jennifer Wu for Team Nataku now, Sean, down 3-0 to Team Butterfly. 3 consecutive victories here at the Westchester Table Tennis Center for the players representing Team Butterfly.
Well, I know that Jennifer Wu is up for the challenge. She's a Pan Am gold medalist, competed in the Olympics for Team USA, but she'll be fighting against a very scrappy Tal Leibovitz, who has already booked his ticket to Tokyo as well in the Paralympics.
All right, that's next Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time, game time. We're on about 15 minutes before for the pregame show. It is Jennifer Wu representing Team Nataku taking on Tal Leibovitz. Ought to be a lot of fun for all of the crew at the Westchester Table Tennis Center, including Sean O'Neill, the High Performance Director of USA Table Tennis. Sean, thanks very much for all your help tonight. Thank everybody, including Will Shorts, there at the Westchester Table Tennis Center. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for watching Thursday Night Live, the T2 Challenge.
Thank you so much, Mark, and we'll see everyone next week, same time.